If you want to know how I went from this to this, keep watching. I had the glow up of my life when I started working with dark feminine energy in 2014 at the age of 24. You might be tempted to look at these pictures and think that it's just about dressing differently, maybe fixing my posture, getting better makeup techniques, or just aging. The difference between these photos that I'm sharing with you is not the type of glow up that just comes from having the right type of moisturizer or outfit or makeup technique. This is the type of glow up that comes when you've had a death and rebirth on a soul level, when you are connected to your eros energy, erotic energy, life force energy. This is a fountain of youth. It is vitality. It's what allows you to glow from the inside out because you are actually fully fucking alive and turned on. This glow up of death and rebirth is when you let the old version of you die away so that you can be rebirthed into the version of yourself, the woman that you were meant to be on a soul level. This level of glow up and radiance comes from within and exudes out of every single cell and pore because it comes from within. It is a soul level glow up. Like, this is truly the type of glow up that no amount of makeup or outfits or the right moisturizer could ever recreate or replace, besides connecting with your dark feminine and really awakening this erotic energy and coming fully alive as a woman in your power, your freedom, your expression, your magnetism, your seduction, everything that makes you an alive, turned on woman. This is because your soul actually shines through, because you have strip-teased away all of the bondage and layers of patriarchal conditioning. And this also comes because I've done a lot of healing trauma, releasing shame around my sexuality and my power, and things like money, which all of these areas fit under the dark feminine. It's not just like our sexuality and our sensuality and our feminine energy. It's all things. Like, the dark feminine does not just stay in the bedroom. It infiltrates every area of your life, which allows it to be an even bigger and deeper glow up. The difference in these pictures is not just in what I look like, it's in how I feel. It's in the way that I treated myself. It's in the way that I love myself. It's in my ability to stand in my power and set boundaries, and the way that my external life and reality reflected and mirrored the way that I felt internally. So let's break down exactly where I was before and where I am now. I'm going to share my kind of framework or what I've pulled from my journey with the dark feminine, so that you can also use your dark feminine energy to have a glow up. But just know that I'm not going to be sitting here teaching you how to do your makeup a different way or how to dress a certain way. That can be a part of it. But I also have a YouTube video you might want to check out on how to embody your dark feminine energy. I also released a podcast episode on my podcast, Eros Money Power, on the top 10 dark feminine practices I've used in the past decade for real results. And we talk about how you can use your aesthetic and things like makeup to reflect your dark feminine from within, and how to express your dark feminine from within, but it comes from you being embodied in that energy first. Anyways, stick around for this video because it's gonna be really good. Like I said, dark feminine energy is not just how sexy you look. It's not just about being performative. It is about how you feel within yourself. And when you feel confident, magnetic, turned on, secure, powerful, free, expressed within yourself, that naturally exudes out of you and goes into every area of your life. You move differently in every area of your life. It changes how you treat yourself, how you speak up for yourself, the boundaries that you set for yourself, what you're willing to tolerate or not tolerate, how you dress, how you speak, how you move, the way that you make money, the way that you make love or fuck, what you entertain in relationships or not. It changes your behaviors and your actions for good because you are embodied in this level of power and worthiness that only comes when you truly love all parts of you. And the dark feminine is not just like, oh, a seductive energy. It's really, like I said, that death and rebirth of owning and loving everything that's in your unconscious. And I go deeper into that in the other YouTube video. In these before pictures, it was 2014. I was 24 years old. I had acne. I also had like a really weird rash taking over my entire stomach area. My hair was thinning. I had horrible posture. I was struggling with bladder incontinence. And this is before I even had my daughter. I had deep sexual shame, and every time I had an orgasm, and I could only have one kind of orgasm, which was a very tension-filled, quick clitoral orgasm, like externally, and now I can have like an array of orgasms in like every part of my body. But every time I would have an orgasm, which was usually in secrecy, I could never orgasm with a partner because I just had so much shame and I did not see myself as an erotic sexual person. Every time I would have an orgasm, I would have pelvic pain afterwards, because that's how much shame I carried for touching myself in erotic and pleasurable ways. This comes from like religious conditioning and patriarchal conditioning that shames women for our sexuality and tries to make us believe that it's dangerous, bad, dirty, sinful, wrong. And I obviously internalized that. So I was repressed sexually. I didn't know what I desired. I didn't know what I want. I was engaged for the second time to the same man in a 6-year period of time. We had a very tumultuous on and off relationship where he would cheat on me, and he didn't think that sex was important, but he was always cheating on me. And after taking him back way too many times, we moved in together, and I found out that he cheated on me, and then he kicked me out. I moved into this cottage, but all of these things were happening. He just wanted me to be this compliant, eventual good wife and mother one day. I was quiet as a mouse, and people would always tell me that I needed to speak up. I was also numb and shut down. All of my emotions were repressed, so I was basically like a ticking time bomb ready to explode on someone. I was awkward in my body. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I had zero confidence and I was incredibly insecure. I was also in a 9-to-5 job that I hated. I didn't feel like I was living in my full potential at all, creatively, financially wise. I felt repressed, unworthy, insecure, turned off, and I was broke. I was in a lot of stress and scarcity around money. I did not feel powerful. In fact, I was terrified to own my power as a woman and witch. So what happened? What took me from that to where I am now, where I feel like I am so expressed, magnetic, turned on. I can have all these orgasms. I'm in the most devoted relationship with my partner. We've been together for 9 years. We have a child together, but we still, like, we just made out really passionately last night. And I can pleasure myself in all kinds of ways. Now I'm a powerful woman who makes her own fucking money. I run my own business, and I have for the past 10, almost 11 years. I make money in ways that make me want to pinch myself because I just get to be me and have fun and live in pleasure. Let's talk about the process of the glow up, because in 2014, when my ex kicked me out, that's when I got initiated into the dark feminine. I went on a journey to fully embody my dark feminine energy, and now I'm gonna break it down for you so that you can also apply it to your own glow up. The first thing was connecting to my erotic energy. I needed to awaken this dormant energy that I had repressed, which was eros. So the erotic is not just about sex, that is part of it, and it's a very important part, but it's also our aliveness. Eros is life force energy, it is creative energy, which makes sense that when we embody and circulate erotic energy through our bodies, that creativity doesn't just stay here in our bodies or in the bedroom. It goes into our money, into our businesses, into our creative passions. It becomes a muse that can change things. The dark feminine secret superpower is erotic energy. It's life-giving. It is the literal fountain of youth. It is your vitality, your juiciness. It gives you that glow. And the interesting thing is that when I started to go on this journey, people would approach me that had known me for years and knew me as that repressed, shy, quiet, numb, afraid version of myself. And they would say things like, "You look and seem different, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is." And it was like my little secret of, yeah, I'm like having the best sex of my life with myself, because I was celibate for about 9 to 10 months in that beginning stage of my journey. This looked like breath work, erotic dance, sensuality practices, anything that awakened my sensuality and helped me to feel connected to erotic energy and actually build more of that energy in my body, and then circulating it through breath, touch, sound, and movement. The next piece kind of happened both naturally and consciously, like intentionally. I chose these things, but I started to look at the women that I saw as a representation of, I want to be like her. I admire something in her, whether it's her magnetism, her power, her seduction, her commitment to pleasure, her freedom. There's something about this woman that I feel drawn to. There's something that I think she has that I don't. And the truth is that if you see another woman that embodies something, it's just a quality that you can then awaken and embody within yourself. You can integrate it within yourself. You have it inside of you too, I promise. So I looked at what are the traits, what are the qualities that I see in these other women that have the results that I want to have, that live their life in the way that I want to live my life, because that's important. I'm not interested in taking advice or learning from someone or trying to not emulate, but awaken something in my life or create a result from someone that I don't actually want their life, or I don't actually admire who they are or the way that they do things or who and how they be. So that's a really important discernment. So this looked like qualities like power, magnetism, freedom. I wanted to be able to make money in ways where I was expressing myself. I wanted to be more creative and artistic. I wanted to feel free and powerful in my body. I wanted to be connected to that seduction and magnetism and radiance. So I got to work on embodying those qualities. And in some of my programs, I teach these integration practices so that it doesn't feel like, oh, she has it, but I don't, or it's some quality outside of you, but it's actually being awakened from within you and you're integrating it into your everyday life and it just becomes who you are. The next piece was that I needed to create safety with connecting to the dark feminine. I needed to create safety with connecting to my eroticism. I needed to create safety to become that woman that I wanted to be, that I was naturally becoming because of the side effects of working with erotic energy in the dark feminine. Like I said, that energy does not stay there. It will change your voice. It will change what you're willing to tolerate or not. It will change everything about you because you become a force of fucking nature when you're embodied in these energies. So for me, that looked like really committing to these practices and consciously creating safety, regulating my nervous system, doing consistent practices that would build over time, just a deepening and devotion to my breath work, my self-pleasure, my sensuality practices, my shadow work, all the things I was doing to awaken my dark feminine, and really consciously creating a bridge in my mind and my nervous system of like, I am creating safety to live in and exist in this energy and exude it into the world. The next piece was letting this internal energy and power then inform my external reality and actually lead to effective, sustainable, real growth, transformation, and change. And this whole process was transformation and change, right? It's like the snake shedding her skin and being a little bit vulnerable at first, but I used this energy to create the changes that I wanted to see in my business and career, in my money, in my relationship with my partner, in the way that I was showing up in motherhood eventually. Because like I said, I've been working with this energy for a long time. So the edges I've been working on have looked different over the years. I didn't just try to keep the energy in as an erotic practice. I really wanted to consciously use it to create my life, to create a reality and an external that matched as powerful, free, expressed, turned on, rich, hot as I felt inside. I wanted the internal and the external to match. The final piece is consistent daily actions that build and compound over time that lead to effective, sustainable results. Because I know that you're not here for random half-assed results. I know you're not here to just have something happen and then feel like it's a fluke. Dark feminine is very mysterious and you can't control all of this. This is a repeatable method of things you can continue to lean on when you want to create change, because you are that fucking powerful. This change started with a 15-minute practice that I did in my bedroom every single day. And if I can do this, so can you. And I teach you in my 15-minute dark feminine activation ritual. You can download it for free. I'll put the link below. Your next step is to download that ritual and make time today. Because while I'm here giving you all of the free information, if you don't do anything with it, then you're not going to make the change that you've been longing for and craving and that you are truly ready for, because the world needs you to be embodied in your dark feminine. And to just really drive home my point, that if the dark feminine hadn't imploded my life with my ex cheating on me and kicking me out, and then I moved into the little cottage, and that's when like my feminine rage and my shadow seductress and my dark feminine really started to come out, and I came back to life in that cottage, I would likely be on kid number 3 with him, be a subservient, good little wife who is miserable and pretending that he's not cheating on me or texting some other woman, looking the other way, in a 9-to-5 job, miserable as fuck, hoping that someone will see my potential and maybe give me a raise. Instead, I'm a powerful fucking woman who makes her own money. I have a business and a movement that serves thousands of women all over the world. I'm in a hot, devoted relationship with a man that deeply respects me, loves me, knows how to fuck me, worships the ground I walk on. And I have a beautiful, sassy daughter. I have a home that I love. I have friendships that I love. I feel the most free, expressed, magnetic, secure, hot, rich, alive, powerful, magnetic than I ever have before. Now it's your turn. So I want you to download the free 15-minute ritual and get started today. And you can see what another woman who just signed up both for the ritual and my Dark Feminine course has to say about it. She left a beautiful testimonial on the practice itself. So no excuses, do the practice and get ready to have that internal glow up that will, yes, leave your skin glowing, that will make you feel sexy and alive and seductive, but it's gonna come from within, which means that it is going to be sustainable and effective and like real change that is long lasting. And I know that you want that.